great feats there attained by the Millennium University as they mark their 25th founders out there, where we'll be looking at the loans which the federal government is giving out as part of palliative, just like you had at Sunday there, created a background of what we're about to look at. Our guest is already on standby, is joining us via phone. Is a political economics in-house analyst, Ade Folari Olamileko. Very good morning to you, Ade. All right, I want to start with you from what is happening in Saudi. You had the president yesterday during the panel of discussion there, where he said the issue of fuel subsidy removal was done in order to reset the country's economy and to protect the country into going into bankrupt. I don't know, what is your take? Let's begin from there.
I think it's just another way of president re-emphasizing his stance on subsidy removal, as well as ensuring that the oil and sector, the noise or the issues that we have had around the subsidy oil and gas sector is put that finally, and that's what the president will emphasize. Then in the other angle, maybe the country going to bankruptcy, many of us have understood how much we have spent on subsidies right from 1999, because that was the that and the Nigerian people to understand the subsidy oil and gas sector. During the military era, nobody whether there was subsidy oil and gas sector. For the president, we just have to emphasize what we believe the government wants, and they're going ahead to be, and they're not going to take a break on what they have started oil and gas sector.
When you look at the entire step taken by the president to ensure that fuel subsidy is truly removed, would you say that we're beginning to feel the impact of that subsidy removal? Taking us into our major discussion, we're supposed to be having cautions, effects, or kind of palliative for government trying to ameliorate the sufferings of Nigerians.
I think the aspect of impact of the subsidy removal is looked at the revenue that we share every month by the federal government and subnational. That's increased. This is the first time in history of Nigerian revenue sharing formula for federal and subsidy, like tax sharing, that every month sharing and program and state and local government billions and billions of naira are sharing from federal government, minus the normally IGR, the normally generate from them. So that would be the first impact of subsidy removal, which now brings about increasing the revenue of government. But the other aspect which most Nigerians are feeling the negative aspect of it is that it has really impacted negatively on cost of energy, and which has transmitted into the cost of production for businesses, and which has also strangulated some businesses to stop production, or some businesses to be operating on a very half production level. You understand what I mean by it? Because most businesses cannot cope with the cost of energy. Nigerians who are transporting themselves here and there are also having the feel of it. And one of the biggest impacts of high cost of transportation is on food commodity that has been transported from the rural area to the urban center. I think that's why we are having negative impact of the subsidy removal. But the positive aspect is that revenue for government has increased. They are now sharing money in around 2 trillions upon trillions of naira. But we are yet to see those impacts also at the state level. Although some states are already giving their own testimony. For instance, national states has come out to say that in true sense, the what they receive monthly from federal allocation has increased, not like what was obtained in the past. And even Abia State and the rest of them are also giving that testimony. But we just want to see the impact of that at the subnational level as well as the national level.
Okay, while we appreciate that, if you say our states are now getting much in terms of allocations, the federal government loan schemes were part of the cushion effect for removal of fuel subsidy. We saw the signing into law of the students' load. We also have the consumer credit grants for workers, and so many of them, even MSMEs too, are getting some kind of palliative from the federal government and manufacturing sector also. Looking at all this at a broad perspective, how far do you think this will go? Let's begin with the students' loan. Most persons are already saying that it might not really get the desired result, that not everybody will have access to that loan, looking at the kind of requirements before you can access the student loan.
I think for the student loan, I give it to the government, the kudos to them. And again, when we talk about it's not that everybody will not have access to it. Everybody will not desire for it. It's not every Nigerian student that will desire for it because of it is not the condition. The condition has been made so simple for people to access it. But the payment structure that when you now get a job, you now start paying. So most Nigerian students with the level of unemployment, with the level of that job is not there. So majority of them may not have that space to come and go and collect loans that you know that it's a safe school. They may not get the job of their desire. That will not make them to pay off that loan. Is it not better to just stay away from that loan and manage whatever we can source from home, whatever their parents can. But it's a good one that the government is giving, throwing up that initiative for Nigerian students. We just need to encourage people to go for it. But the problem of that particular loan is the normal challenge that we do have in bureaucracy of government, which means that the delayed taxes that will come from it in terms of release of those funds, as well as the corruption within the circle of governance institution in Nigeria. We cannot take out corruption from of government in Nigeria because the system has been so bastardized, all manner of corruption that it is very, very difficult to identify whether a particular government policy is working or not working because of the corruption intrigues within the system. So we just hope that this student loan scheme and people that are managing it, they will excuse themselves from corrupt practices. And when we mean corrupt practices, we're talking about, for instance, where I had the opportunity to speak on this particular issue before, and I said, we know what the mission and the mandate of this particular agencies is to give student loan. We must not hear that they will be building hostels, because those are the pipeline that corruption will start. We must not hear that they are started giving out palliative to students in the school. What they are meant to be doing is to be giving money to students to go and pay their school fees. So the moment this agency deviates from its core mandate, then they are going to give room for corruption. Because that is where corruption will start in most agencies. Once they deviate from their mandate, they begin to practice something that is not expected to be. Like maybe the university, they want to go and build hostels, or they want to go and be sharing food to students, or they want to start buying books for students. That is not their mandate. Their mandate is to do what? To give loans to students to pay their school. So we must encourage them to stand on their mandate and not to deviate from it. Because once they deviate from their mandate, then corruption practice will set in. Then, on the other hand, is the school and the students that will be collecting this money. We just hope that when the students collect this money, they will use that money for school fees. It's not in a way a situation, but a student knows that his parents can pay the money, but he go ahead and collect the loan. We also encourage that students should not go into double dealing, whereby they know that their parents are capable of paying the school fees that they are going to pay, but they will still go ahead and collect loan in a way that they will not have money coming from two angles. They are collecting loans that their parents are paying their school fees. So we don't want that to also happen from individual level. So that's corruption aspect. We must expunge it out of this student loan program that the government has set up.
All right, apart from the students' loan, we know what happened with previous social intervention programs like the Empower, the Rise and Corporate program of the CBN, and so many of them. You know, the corruption issue with the humanitarian ministry. Up to this very moment, we are yet to get a final resolution on some of those corrupt cases, the alleged corrupt cases in those ministries. But what could be the reason why we should be looking at palliative? Why not government tackle these instances down? For instance, improving the educational systems to make it more affordable for an ordinary man to send their children to school, not waiting until government gives palliative in form of loans to students. Like you said, you are supposed to be paying after graduation, maybe after you got your job, and then you start paying back to the government. Are there no other means for us to get these things instead of giving loans to individuals?
I think what this scheme is a borrowed scheme from Western part of the world. You know?
That is where things are working.
Sir?
Yes, they are borrowed from countries where it's working properly.
Yes, it's working properly. And in those countries also, you shouldn't pay back loans, immediately they are out of school. And, you know, you give them opportunity to study and also carry out research. And in most developed countries that do that, they are targeted students. They are not just students, they are just going to school. They are targeted students who have ideas and desire for research innovation. Yes, so we must, I think that's where our own is missing. We don't want to give everybody who is interested from our college loan to start Facebook. But we are forgetting there is a target, there is a goal behind it. The goal is research innovation. Now, after this person has gone to school, you must have something to showcase. It is not just the knowledge, it's not just the theory that you are happy, but you must have the practical ability to show that you have gone to school and this is what you can offer to society in exchange for the knowledge, in exchange for the loans that you will. Now, in our own case, we just want to borrow that system, we want to make it and apply it. But the challenge that earlier mentioned, that we are aware of corruption. But the other aspect also which is quite interesting that government was thinking is you know, the cost of everything countries, the cost of even running universities is also high. Like if you look at individual federal universities, most of them increase their tuition fee one way or the other, especially those fourth generation universities, the second generation university, and fifth generation university, and the fourth generation university. The fourth generation universities are majorly state-owned universities. And most state universities, they are very, very expensive than universities. So because of that cost of running universities, that university authority are not increasing tuition fee one way or the other. That is one of the ideas that the government to say, let us even bring out this loan so that students can be able to cope with the payment of paying their tuition fee. But the suggestion that the wisdom that we made to the government was that why don't you just make it so easy for the university authority not to be increasing school fee, but you increase the budget allocation. Get it? Like over 100 billion that will be given to the scheme to start. Why don't you invest most of those money in those universities? We know that government have been investing in university as well as other tertiary institutions. Because this loan is not just meant for university alone. It goes across all higher institutions, polytechnic, college of education, health institutions, or government-owned institutions. So far, you can be able to obtain the loan and access it. So what I'm trying to say here is that ideas and suggestions have been made to the government that why don't you just increase the funding of our university? Although the government also have its own argument to say, after all, we've been giving money to universities, but we don't really understand how the administrator in university are spending his money. But a clear-cut understanding of what is happening is that most times when government give money to universities or higher institutions to run one or two business programs, discover that most of those money go into activities that will just cater for the individual working in university.
All right, Olamilekan, I think we just have to end this discussion here and probably get you back for us to look at other loan scheme under the federal government's intervention due to fuel subsidy removal. Thank you so much for joining us. Political economist Olamilekan Adefolari.